Welcome to the Conshy Coaching Podcast, where we take the concepts of mindset and energy leadership coaching and make them real so that you can get out of your own way, beat the burnout, and create a life and career that you love. My name is Jen Massey, and I'll be your host. I just want to welcome all of you and thank you so much for joining me on this adventure of a podcast. This is the first episode, and it's going to look a little bit different than some of the episodes that you'll see in the future. My intention is to have other mindset and energy leadership coaches join me so that you can really hear their side of the story and begin to understand how you can take the concepts of energy leadership and apply them to your own life. For today, I really want to focus on introducing myself to you, sharing a little bit of my own story. And then because it is the new year, I would like to take a little bit of time to help give you some prompts about things that you can do to reflect on 2019 so that when you take the time to set your intentions for 2020, you're doing so with the correct mindset and with the correct energy so that you can really bring those intentions into focus. So let me give you a little bit of my backstory and my journey and how I discovered energy leadership coaching. Before becoming a certified coach, I worked in corporate for over a decade. And I've had really good experiences and really good opportunities handed my way, but I always felt like there was something missing in my life. I always felt like I wanted to do more, be part of something that was bigger than myself. And, I like to say that I had my breakthrough moment one day when I was sitting in my boss's office and I was pitching an idea for something that would really help not only my sales reps, but also an underserved segment of our customer base. And when my boss started to push back, I started to cry, like ugly, snotty tears. And for me, it was in that moment that I realized that my mindset was not serving me. I approached that conversation with anger, with frustration. I think I gave up before I went in. And that mindset was not a mindset of somebody who was going to be successful in corporate. That was a mindset of somebody who was going to keep getting in their own way and creating more barriers for themselves than what were actually present. So, when you think about your own journey, what is your intuition telling you? For me, all along, my intuition was telling me that I was not on the right path, but I was ignoring it. And it wasn't until I had that breakdown that I decided to listen to it. So I went home and I started to research careers that would allow me to serve the purpose that I wanted to have, which was helping other people, empowering women to help women who are on the same journey as me that always felt like they were in conflict, not only with others, but also with themselves. I wanted to be able to help those people because when I was living that life, I felt like I didn't have anybody to turn to. And that's when I discovered energy leadership coaching, and specifically the IPEC coaching certification program. This 10-month program was an all-intensive program where we had in-person weekends that we bore our soul and got really deep and learned not only how to coach, but we learned who we were as coaches. And through that journey, I learned about concepts that I think I had heard before, but I had never really paid attention to what they meant and what they meant for me if I tried to put them into practice. And once I did put them into practice, I was truly amazed at the person that I became. It was a full transformation. And reflecting back, my situation didn't change. The culture at corporate didn't change. The opportunities that I was going after, the projects I was going after, the promotions and raises that I was going after didn't change. What changed was me. And I was able to approach things with a better mindset and a better energy level that allowed me to get the promotion I had been fighting for 2 years, get the raise I had been fighting for 2 years, get projects that I had pitched in the past, because leadership was able to see that I wasn't just in it to get ahead. I was in it for a true win-win. I was willing to listen to their feedback and use these concepts that I had learned to become a better employee. And that is the power of energy leadership, is nothing changed except me. And with that small change in my mindset and my energy, a world of opportunities presented themselves to me. And a lot of those concepts are what we will talk about on this podcast so that you can really see, what does raising awareness mean? What is the value of raising awareness? What is acceptance? What does non-judgment truly look like? How can you start making conscious choices in your life? How can you become more energetically engaged? Trust the process and just really live in the moment and become fearless. So I love sharing my journey, but really today I want to take some time to reflect on 2019 and help you reflect on your own 2019. So go ahead and grab a piece of paper. I'm going to give you a couple journaling prompts that you might find helpful to think about as you look backwards. The first one, when you start to think about 2019, is think back to last January 1st. What intentions or resolutions did you set for yourself? When you think about those, I want you to really put yourself back in that moment and feel like, what did you want? What was the underlying why for why you set that intention? If it was, I want to go to the gym 5 days a week. Was it that you wanted to lose weight? Was it that you just wanted to live a healthier lifestyle? What was it that really drove the energy behind making that resolution for yourself? Once you're there, be honest with yourself. Even if the resolution didn't come to fruition the way that you thought it would, did it come to fruition? So if you wanted to go to the gym, maybe you didn't go to the gym, but you started walking more. Or let's say that you wanted to get a new job. Why did you want to get a new job? And was that why fulfilled a different way? If the answer is no, and the answer is that you gave up, ask yourself why. What got in your way? And, it's really easy to point fingers at external factors that are stopping us from doing things. But I challenge you, when you reflect on this, to really think about what internally stopped you from going after your goals and going after your dreams. I also think it's really important to not only reflect on what were our intentions for the year and did they play out, why and why not. I also love taking time to look back and think about, what am I grateful for? Whether I wanted it to happen or not, what are the top 10 things that I'm grateful for that happened last year? So for me, I'm really grateful that I took the leap to start my own business. I'm really grateful for the people who have coached me over the past year. I'm grateful for my clients because they've taught me more about myself than I really thought was possible. Once you have this written down, and once you understand what got in your way from achieving your goals last year and what are you grateful for over the past year, now you can start looking forward. And you can start thinking about, what are my intentions for 2020? And you will notice that I often talk in intentions. And for me, it's a personal word choice. I think it's more empowering than talking about resolutions, because a resolution is, I resolve to do this and I will do it no matter what. But the moment you fall off the wagon and the moment that something gets in your way, it's a lot easier to give up on the resolution because I resolved to go to the gym 5 days a week, or I resolved to ask my boss for that promotion by January 31st. The moment you don't do it by that date, it's a lot harder to re-pick up steam and set a new resolution in February, March, or April. On the flip side, when you think in intentions, my intention is to live a healthier life. My intention is to find fulfillment. My intention is to be fulfilled. My intention is to find happiness at work. My intention is to identify what my core values are. My intention is to be fearless so that I can create a life and career that I love. The reason I love intentions is because that opens up a world of opportunity for how that intention can manifest itself. So when you think about 2020, write down a description of what you want to manifest for yourself. And when you write down this description, take the time to embody it. Put yourself there. Imagine that you're surrounded by the people that you want to be surrounded by. You're working the career that you want to be working. You're happy, you're fulfilled. Use statements like I am and I feel, because that puts you in that moment and helps you to really identify what are the emotions, what are the feelings, what are the thoughts, what are you doing? And as you make it real, you can then backtrack and start to think about what are my intentions to help me get there? Because once you have the vision, the intentions become a lot easier. So I hope that these exercises help you as you begin to think about the intentions that you want to set for yourself in 2020, the person who you want to become, and frankly, the person that you already are, so that you can live the best 2020 yet. And I think it's really important to recognize who you are right now, because we already are the best version of ourselves. So as we set these intentions for ourselves, it's important to remember that we're not broken and we don't need to be fixed. Sometimes we have to do some digging to remove some crap that's built up over the year. We need to change our mindset. We need to change our energy levels. We need to change maybe our surroundings, but we're already our best self. And by removing these other things, we're really allowing our best self to shine. So there's always room for growth. There's always room for improvement. But in every given moment, we are doing the best that we can. And embodying that mindset really empowers us to trust our intuition and to start following our dreams and living lives that we love. And if you ever need somebody to help hold you accountable for your goals, or you're interested in how coaching can help you, please reach out. I know that you are capable of living the life that you want to live. No barriers, no roadblocks. You got it. So thank you so much for listening to me. I am very excited to see what you do in 2020 with the intentions that you set for yourself for this year. Have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you all later. That was episode 1 of the Conshy Coaching Podcast. Thanks so much for joining, and I hope you have a wonderful 2020.